That's all I can play. Anyway, welcome to another video. This is part 2 of my entire collection videos. So I do like, you know, the alphabet, so from A to the end of the alphabet. So last part was only the letter A. The thought was, you know, to be this video to be like only B, but I don't have that many B in the upper row at least, so I will do B and D for this one. So yeah, let's get down to the floor. Okay, here we are once more. So the first record in the B category, starting off strong with Black Sabbath's Dehumanizer. Yeah, this is by far, in my opinion, the most underrated Black Sabbath album. You know, Ronnie James Dio coming back once more. You know, not the strength that they had when they recorded Heaven and Hell, but still, it's up there for me as one of my favorite Sabbath albums. So, yeah. Second up, we have another Black Sabbath with Born Again. So this is usually regarded as one of the most ugly album covers of all time, at least in like rock and metal. But if you ask me, I mean, I think it's cool at least. You know, I don't see the ugly thing about it. It's like it's a devil baby on a purple background. I know at least like 100 album covers that are worse than this one. But yeah, the only Sabbath album with Ian Gillan from Deep Purple. I think he did a great job. His vocals are amazing. And I think this is, even if it's like a one-time thing, or was a one-time thing, I think they did great. And then we have one of my favorites, Master of Reality, Black Sabbath. This is like Record Store Day exclusive, so it has like purple record. I know a lot of people are against colored vinyls. I think they are amazing. I think the biggest problem most people have is that they sound worse. But I you know, I also thought that for a while because I didn't read about like colored records. But then when I have read a lot about them, you know, now in 2024, they sound just as great from what I have read at least. And maybe it's not like that for every record, but I don't know. I think they look cool. Then we have another Black Sabbath. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, also one of my favorites. The title track is like top 5 at least Sabbath songs for me. Super great album with a nice gatefold. And next up, one of the more controversial Sabbath albums, Never Say Die. You know, this is maybe one of the Sabbath album that I have listened to the least, so that's why I didn't get the hate. But you know, when I listen to it, it's not their top album, but I think some great songs on it, some great energy. You know, to say goodbye to Ozzy Osbourne when he left after this one. But yeah, nice album. And then the last B album, for the upper row at least, is Black Sabbath Live at Last. Also a bit controversial, as the band didn't know that this was gonna be released, so they weren't so happy by this release. But you know, the album doesn't sound great either. It's like really noisy, but for me personally, I like to put this on, and it feels like I'm at the concert, you know, because the sound is so all over the place, and you can hear even when like someone touches a guitar string, you can hear it. So I think it's like a great atmosphere album for me. And then starting with the letter D, we have starting off strong with Holy Diver by Dio, one of the greatest metal albums of all time. I mean, when Dio left Sabbath and started his own band, and they like just made this from the start. It's like they started off like up here. So yeah, this is a fantastic album. And after he made that banger of an album, they released the last in-line, sorry. I know there's like, people are divided for having like this as their favorite album and the last one. Me, myself, I think the last one, Holy Diver, is a little bit better. I think both are like great, 10 out of 10. But for me, Holy Diver is like a bit above. But for a second album, they, you know, flawless album here once again. So yeah. And the third album by Dio, Sacred Heart. I mean, the third album, it's not my favorite. I think it's great, but you know, but I think the problem is like that the first two albums were like 10 out of 10 albums, nothing wrong, flawless, and I think this one is a bit like too basic. I don't know what to say, but and sometimes it can be good, like, you know, to not overdo it, but I think compared to the first two, it doesn't live up to the hype, but I think there still are some great songs on it, so yeah, still good. And then starting with some rap albums, we have Denzel Curry's Taboo. For me, Denzel Curry is one of my favorite rappers. He's a bit, you know, still underground, but also really, really famous. So it's, yeah, but I think this is one of his best works yet. Like, all the songs tell a story, and I think it's a great album. And then we have also Denzel Curry with, I don't know, Zoo. Also a great album with some great songs. I really like The Gatefold. Looks like this. I don't have much to say about it, except that I think it's a banger. And then, not in order, but we have Dire Straits' Brothers in Arms. I listen to Dire Straits a lot, but I like in periods. So sometimes I can go months without listening to Dire Straits, or at least weeks. But then it comes like some moments that, you know, I just sit here on the, not the couch, but this one, and just put on some Dire Straits, lean back and just enjoy the music. I'm not like a super fan, so I don't know all the songs and all the albums, but I think they just bring out a great sound. Yeah. And next up, we have their debut album, with the classic Sultans of Swing. A fantastic song. Also great songs on it. Nothing bad to say about this album. I think it's a super strong first album. And starting with some Def Leppard with their second album, High and Dry. And I think this album is so great. The title track is just 10 out of 10 for me, at least. Yeah, Def Leppard is such a great band. Then one of my favorite of theirs, Pyromania. And you know, this album has no bad songs. It's like banger after banger after banger. Also really cool album cover. And yeah, I think my favorite song is either the title track or Rock of Ages. But like I said, all the songs are really good. And last up for this video, I feel like this video is a bit shorter than the last one, but yeah. So, their most famous album, Hysteria. I'm so bad at like describing albums because all I say is, oh, this is great, oh, this is perfect, oh, this is 10 out of 10. But I mean, I like all the things I have, of course, so that's all I gotta say. But this has like, Pour Some Sugar on Me is like a timeless song. I really can't get enough of it, even if like I hear it all the time. So many bangers on this one, and this will like always be one of my favorite albums in my entire collection. I really enjoy it. So that was it. Like I said, I don't know if this video will be shorter or longer or just the same as the last one, but either way, I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe and like the video, and I will see you in the next video. But yeah, take care.